welcome everybody. I am Travis Blythe with Corner 6 Labs, and this is the Lab Report. We don't need a full 3 minutes. We're just going to get this ball rolling, and we'll just cut into your time, as we know it's just as valuable as ours is. So today on the show, we're actually doing a part 2 segment. We had Abadi Access on previously, and unfortunately, most of our conversation was not recorded. We don't know where it went. It's out in the cyber universe somewhere. So we're going to have her back. We're going to talk about everything that we didn't talk about before, and we're going to go from there. So hopefully you guys all saw the promo to start the Celebrity You broadcast. So we're hoping that we can get some chatter generated through all the Twitter channels. If you did hear that keyword, please contact us right this second using our Twitter handle, which is @Corner6Labs, and give us that little keyword that I mentioned before, and you may possibly, or you may not. It depends on what kind of a good mood we're on. Marcela says yes, and so it depends on how many of you guys actually. Let's say the first person that does it gets a free copy of her book. So hopefully she told everybody that's watching that didn't buy a book yet, and they're gonna hopefully jam us up with requests. So without further ado, I want to introduce my guest today. She is with Abadi Access, and I'm just going to let her tell you what she does and what the company does and all that good stuff, because I don't want to butcher it and I want to make sure it's right. So Marcela, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me back.
You're very welcome.
I'm an architect, and I specialize in handicap accessibility issues and consulting. So in Texas, well, it's a federal law in the United States to not discriminate against the disabled community. And one of the ways that we don't discriminate is we have ample access to every building that in public buildings except private residences. But and so in Texas, they decided that they want to go a step further. Not only are they not supposed to discriminate, but we're going to make sure that all the new drawings, new floor plans, new blueprints that are going to be ready to get built pass or meet the standards, the accessibility standards that the federal government put in place. And so they hired people like me, or they allowed people like me, like architects and designers, to get registered with the state and review other people's plans, and then we go and inspect the building once it's finished, make sure that people with disabilities can use it and get in, and so that's what I do.
Awesome. So you've been here twice to our building, and
yes.
What are you thinking about our entrance?
We're not even going to talk about that.
I don't think anybody that has a handicap can get in this building.
I don't think so either. Not even through that door if you're very tall. But anyway, so
we're breaking code. That's how we roll here, I guess.
And,
maybe you need to speak to the powers that be and draw some stuff up and make it happen.
There you go. So anytime.
So you are an architect. That is awesome, and that's how you started your career.
Yes.
What made you transition from, because you do have your architectural business is still around, which basically you design everything, right? From
small things, because
small
I'm a one person. But
so what was it that you were an architect for? Were you doing residential, commercial?
No, mainly commercial. I started out, I went to the University of Texas, Hook 'em Horns, and I got my, that's right, hey, be nice.
Last weekend, they've lost twice now.
Whatever, we're still good.
Hey, the Rangers are winning though, 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth.
That's right. So anyway, I went to the University of Texas and got my architecture degree, and then came to work in Dallas, and I was basically doing commercial facilities. Like, we did a lot of renovations at the time in the early 90s, renovations of shopping centers and schools and universities and retail stores.
Buildings like this.
Buildings like this, exactly.
Sorry, the owners are going to kick us out. We're going to have to find a new location next week.
Obviously, this wasn't done by an architect. No, it's us.
Wow.
So, whatever. So, and then, I worked through, and then I realized, I'm a good designer, but what draws me and I love doing is being of service to people, not just sitting in front of my computer or in front of my drafting board and drawing. I want to interact with people, and so eventually I started realizing that I really needed my own firm. And then I had children, and so when architecture takes a lot of time, and I couldn't really devote all my time to architecture. And so what's another way? I started realizing that other ways that I could use my talents and of serving people is to become an accessibility consultant, because I realized that can be done. So I could still use my architecture knowledge and my real world experiences, and then
so you wanted to make a difference.
Yeah, I really did. I wanted, and I thought that this was one way, and I could still be doing my design work, because I can still design, like, accessible spaces if they need me to consult on that realm. But pretty much, that's what I wanted to do. Yes.
Very good. And so you do have every designation under the sun. I've noticed that you are certified in just about everything. You've got, like, credentials coming
wow.
two pages long. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So I will label you as an expert in your field, because I truly believe that you are doing it right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So with that being said, you wrote a book.
I did.
And it was, let me see, I'm gonna put it up in front of me, and this is the book that you lucky winners can win if you tweet the magic word now to @Corner6Labs. But that is the book. And
it's actually an interesting book. It's not just about the code. There's a new, and we'll talk about it, but it's got pictures in it. It's got my, it's got
book.
pictures and diagrams and things that you can look at.
So it's just not words.
So it's not just words.
Awesome.
It's not boring.
So when we first met and we were talking about your book and what you did and all that stuff, it was interesting to me that you actually, this book is like not a fortune teller, but you foretold or wrote about existing changes that may possibly come into the future and how it would affect things.
Right.
And lo and behold, was it 3 or 4 months later after the publishing, the changes happened, and so now you look like the expert you are, and you like walk on water, right? Everybody thinks you're the bomb in your industry.
That's right.
So tell me, I guess, now we're going to go into the meat and potatoes of the segment, because this whole thing came about through social media, correct?
That's right. That's exactly.
And so knowing that, most of my segments either revolve around online marketing, social media, website design, application development, all of the great things that we do, this caught my interest because without social media and the power of social media, you wouldn't have a book deal.
That's exactly right.
So tell us how you got your book deal.
So it all started when I joined LinkedIn. So as I was telling you, I started my own firm, and I'm a big proponent of marketing. Marketing is one of my favorite things to do. If I could hire a bunch of architects to work for me and I just do marketing, that would be great. But so what happened is I realized that going to networking meetings was a little bit difficult when I had a baby. So LinkedIn was a great way of doing it without having to go to face-to-face meetings. I could, have a networking group or networking meetings online. So I, started joining. I started contacting people. Then I realized that you could create a group. And so I created a group based on my accessibility. And so I called it Abadi Accessibility News. And, people started joining. We started posting discussions, questions, articles that I would see. I started a blog, etc. So then I would check it every day, see who was joining. It was exciting. And one of the people that joined all of a sudden one day was this very prominent publisher, architectural publisher from Wiley & Sons. Wiley, if you're an architect or if you're deal with architecture, Wiley. Wiley's they did the graphic standards, is published by Wiley, and Frank Ching is one of their authors. So it's a pretty big publishing company. It's not like Lulu.com or anything. So anyway, so I went to I was excited and I welcomed them, and I went to their profile and it said, looking for an ADA expert to write a book, and I was all excited. I didn't know what to do.
Because that's what you are.
That's what I am. And so I immediately said, I'm an ADA expert and I can write the book. And of course, I'd never written a book in my life, but I was just taking the chance that I could. And I did, actually. We interviewed each other. They're in New Jersey, so of all things. So we spoke on the phone, and he interviewed me over the phone and asked me for a proposal. I did, and he liked the idea. It was their idea, basically, to write about the new ADA that was coming, so it wasn't necessarily my foretelling, but they did ask me, do you think this is going to pass? And I said yes. We didn't know when exactly, but we were hoping this year. So we went ahead and took the chance, and we did, and it ends up, it's what it is the ADA is the guidelines that we follow to make buildings accessible. Mm-hmm. So my book is all about the guidelines, but it also has my commentary. So if you have an idea, if you read one of the codes, it says you have to have an accessible parking space, and I'll show you what an accessible parking space looks like.
So you're breaking it down for us.
Yeah, basically, I'm making it easy on the
Kind of
reader.
like the ADA companion guide for dummies.
For dummies, I should have
Nice.
called them that. Oh man, why didn't we talk to you before?
So we can understand it, right? You're not just
Right.
talking over our heads all the time.
Oh, why shouldn't we should have talked to you before we came up with the title.
I know. Could have made the book
ADA
yellow.
for dummies. There you go. Oh, man.
Sweet.
Anyway, so that's cool. Yes.
Awesome. And, you know, since our last interview, when we talked about how you were utilizing the rest of social media, you're very involved on the Twitter and Facebook, and,
Yes.
and you promote your company and yourself and your book. One thing that I've been paying attention to, and I have noticed, is you're getting some great book reviews.
Oh yeah.
You've got some people out there
Yes.
that are saying very good things. Am I
Yeah, they are.
right?
I got
I'm
like
tooting the
three.
horn, so you
Yay.
can say it. Yes, you're getting
Thank
great
you.
reviews, right?
Thank you. Great reviews.
Awesome. So how's the book selling right now?
Well, we're not sure exactly. I get a little thing. It's probably not as good as it could be because the law just passed in September. So in the beginning, it came out in April. So from April to September, it was all speculation. Okay, should we buy this book because it's not really the law yet? Now that it's the law, I haven't gotten my statement from September to October,
Right.
but I'm hoping that the sales went up higher after the law changed. And of course, we have to promote the book and let people know that it's out there. So that's why I'm hoping to get some publicity here.
And we're doing that here, and we're also in development for your new website.
Yes, you
which
are.
we're hoping that we're going to use that to catalyst your book sales,
Exactly.
along with the rest of the social media you're doing. So that is pretty awesome.
Thank you.
What else? What else you got coming up? Tell me about you were whispering in my ear earlier. You've got some speaking engagements
Yes,
and
I
some
do.
events coming up. You're going to drop some knowledge on some folks.
Yeah,
so
so,
why don't you tell us what's coming down the pipe?
Actually, next Thursday,
All
I'm
right.
going to be in San Antonio for the Texas Society of Architects Convention. And all you guys out there who are going to be there, check on me. I'm going to be speaking about the ADA Companion Guide, but I'm also going to be in a panel discussion on social media and architecture with Bob Borson from A Life of an Architect and Laura Davis from JHP Architecture. So, so I'm going to be promoting my book and talking about, really I'm not going to be promoting my book. The talk is going to be about the new changes, and then hopefully...
And you're
if
just going to carry 1,000 copies around with you.
Exactly.
and-
Like
and-
this.
oh, you want one? Okay.
And
I happen to have a couple with me.
That's right.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. I'm getting the 2-minute warning here. So, how do people get a hold of you? How do they get a copy of the book?
Okay.
And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So if you go to my website, there's actually a discount code. So it's
Sweet.
Abadi.
We love discounts.
I know, right? AbadiAccessibility.com. And my phone number is 214-403-8714. You can follow me on Twitter at Abadi_access and LinkedIn,
Okay.
all that.
It's a misconception on how you spell
Oh, yes.
Abadi. So why don't we
Sorry.
spell that for people? Because I was thinking a body with a Y
Right,
on the
no,
end.
sorry.
No.
Abadi, Abadi. That's my maiden name. So AbadiAccessibility.com. ABADI.
And then it's Abadi_access
Access.
on Twitter.
That's right.
You've got a Facebook fan page.
Yes, I
so
do.
so you post a lot of stuff there. People can get a hold of you. You're on LinkedIn, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So join her group if you need her to drop some knowledge on you regarding this ADA companion guide, or if you have a question. So I am done for today. My name is Travis Blythe. I'm with Corner 6 Labs. You can visit us at www.corner6.com. I am at Corner 6 Labs on Twitter. We have a Facebook fan page. We'd love to hear your comments and everything else you may have to say. Until we see you next week, we hope to come right back at you with some thought-provoking, interesting stuff. Next week, I can't tell you what's coming down the pipe yet because I really have to ask someone first if he'll do it, and if he does, it's going to be awesome, I promise you. Talk to you later. Peace out.